You wanted to know what the Matrix is, Neo? Trinity? Try to relax. This will feel a little weird. This is the construct. It's our loading program. We can load anything from clothing to equipment, weapons, training simulations, anything we need.
Right now, we're inside a computer program?
Is it really so hard to believe? Your clothes are different, the plugs in your arms and head are gone. Your hair has changed. Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. It is the mental projection of your digital self.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today. Welcome to the desert of the real.
We come forth not to get you to believe anything. We see great diversity in that which you believe. And in all of that, there is perfect balance. And so we come forth not to alter your beliefs, but to reacquaint you with the eternal laws of the universe. And we are here to express all of that to you in detail.
Let's talk a little bit about the nature of desire from, now don't get freaked out, a quantum physics point of view. Oh my God, this is going to talk about physics. I don't want to listen. Relax. You're going to enjoy this.
When we look around us, even at our own bodies, what we see is the tip of the iceberg. We could say the classical tip of an immense quantum mechanical iceberg.
Everything in the universe is energy. Your body's energy. The room you're living in is energy. Everything you want is energy.
And that's not a new idea. A fuzzy-haired guy in 1925 wrote on his chalkboard, E equals mc squared. And we couldn't grasp what that meant. What that says is on one side of the equation is mass and light and everything that we perceive, but it all equals energy. Everything is energy. And let me help you understand that just a little bit. There's the universe, of course, and our galaxy, and our planet, and then individuals, and then inside of this body are organ systems, and then there's cells, and then there's molecules, and then there's atoms, and then there is energy. So there are a lot of levels to talk about something on, but when you get down to it, everything is energy.
There's enough energy sitting in there, in one atom, to do amazing things, to possibly even open up the doorways to lighting an entire city.
Think of this for a moment. Take your hand and look at it. Now, your hand looks solid, but it's really not. If you put it under a proper microscope, you'd see a mass of energy vibrating.
And so everything is made up of the exact same thing, whether it's your hand, whether it's the ocean, or whether it's a star. The colored paper with ink on it is not money. It's just energy. And so part of the illusion that we're living in is that, these things are solid. They're not solid. Neither is a piece of wood, neither is a rock.
Get the proper microscope and go and look at a wall. That wall is not solid. That wall is a mass of energy in a very high speed of vibration.
It feels solid because of the vibration, the rate at which the molecules are vibrating.
Everything in the universe vibrates. In other words, everything moves. We live in an ocean of motion.
You are vibrational beings in a vibrational universe. Many people are not yet ready to acknowledge that they are vibrational. They prefer to see themselves as blood and bone specimens that they see in the mirror. And we want to remind you that everything that you observe with your physical senses is vibrational interpretation. In other words, you hear because your ears translate vibration. You see because your eyes translate vibration. You smell because your nose translates vibration. Your fingertips are translating vibration. Your tongue is translating vibration. All of your senses are about the translation of vibration, and that's why you are able to perceive your environment in the way that you do.
So it's very difficult for us as scientists or engineers or medical doctors or anybody to come to terms with the fact that what our senses are telling us is really not the whole story.
We've been so taught to live with our physical senses, hear, see, smell, taste, and touch. But our physical senses lie. Our physical senses don't tell us the truth.
If you only judged by your sensory factors, you'd believe the sun took a bath in the ocean every night and burrowed through the earth and was reborn on the eastern shore the next morning. I mean, the ancients used to believe that, but now you know better than that. If you judged only by your sensory factors, you'd believe that train tracks met in the distance. But you know better than that, and you turn away from your senses. If you lived only by your sensory factors, you'd believe that a dog whistle made no sound. But you know better than that, so you turn away from your sensory factors and you stand out in your yard and you blow away. And yet how many times, if we're not careful, do we find ourselves living at nothing more than the sensory level?
If we take a look at everything in the universe, we know from a scientific perspective is made up of something called energy. So what do we know about the properties of energy? Number one, all energy has a vibration. All energy has a vibration. It emits a frequency.
We are frequency generators. If you get close to someone's skin, you can feel infrared energy being given off. If you look at them, you're seeing light energy given off. We now have scans where you can put a machine around somebody's head instead of putting the electrodes on their head, and perceive and record the energy that their brain is giving off.
The most potent form of energy, by the way, is thought. It penetrates all space and all time. Every thought has a frequency. We can measure a thought. What most people don't understand is a thought has a biochemical and biological property. Every thought, which means it has a frequency. And so if you're thinking that thought over and over and over again, or if you're imagining in your mind, okay, having that brand new car, having the money that you need, building that company, finding your soulmate, if you imagine what that looks like, you're emitting that frequency on a consistent basis. Our job as humans is to hold on to the thoughts of what we want, make it absolute clear in our minds what we want, and from that we start to invoke one of the greatest laws in the universe.
You've probably been sitting there wondering, what is the secret? I'll tell you how I have come to understand it.
rhymes and the rhythm riddles whittled from antiquity. Lyrics of Egyptian mysteries got the Christians peeved with friends like these. Who the fuck needs enemies? I'm trimming up the snakes fakes in the age of Kali Yuga. Oshel crabs got two faces like Hananda and Taluga. Call me fam, slap my hand, but behind my back you're moving those loose lips. Remove these truths, kids, the sword's ruthless, and back out the scabbard. No more Mr. Nice Saturn. We light mind lanterns, recite patterns through Metatron's cube. Peace to Metacom, me brethren gone through some ill shit together. Birds of a feather, building skills from the cellar to celestial gardens. We grew up rough, from trouble to tough, smart regardless. Starving artists would harness the moon. I deal with devils like Amin Ra to the Carnivore in the tomb of Tutankhamun. Deaded by Carter's two double souls, run and go mad far, but you won't get out alive. The curse is dispersed like an epic jar from out of hide. Open your mouth and find a fish stuffed in it. Fuck timid, you're among princes.
Swords that play sharp will cut out your heart. MCs want no part in any type of conflict. My swords, they can slice and dice precise ways. Lyrical swords that play sharp will cut out your heart. MCs want no part in any type of conflict. My swords, they can slice and dice precise ways.
I'll crucify a holier than thou, wrap her upside down. The blood rushes to his head, it trickles off his crown of thorns. A sacrifice, the instant hits the ground. The gods are amused and they bless the kids with sounds emanating through airwaves. Demons loom overhead like hungry buzzards that aren't sure if you are dead. They'll dig their beak into your flesh just to keep their children fed. Welcome to the dark, gloomy prison of Set. It's preposterous how this wreck my phallus like an obelisk. The legend of Osiris, the eye high above the monuments. I electrified across the tracer board, splashing all your palms with spit. Ripping rook spines out with a style I could go bonkers with. Yeah, more wills, the sword and the shield. Not of this world, I was born here to build. With my fellow knights, we were sworn to the seal. Tip the cross on our chest, to a horseman, we're ill. Your cruiser, get knocked out like your papa used to. Y'all the losers, done calf, nose in the corner, useless. No one wants to hear your music. I'm on more golden sword, decapitate Medusa.
Lyrical swords that play sharp will cut out your heart. MCs want no part in any type of conflict. My swords, they can slice and dice precise ways. Lyrical swords that play sharp will cut out your heart. MCs want no part in any type of conflict. My swords, they can slice and dice precise ways.
These swords were forged with God's hands, fam, he gave them to us all. An absolute science of nature and its laws. The faith is based in knowledge, nation states will fade and fall with time, but not the sublime creator cosmic mind. We pray and ponder silently, requiring no refund. If both poles aren't charged, gee, there's no field to speak of. Free from disease, functions of greed, gluttony, and guilt. That's 777, brethren, where I rest my precious hilt. Essence is felt like a cloud upon the sanctuary, dancing with my shadow self. A phantom in the shell, battling this hell, but overstanding all is well. These gargamels, gargle spells, wretched crying for some blood. I'ma circumcise your tongue, or circumcisio the xenophobic shun. Jaw clamped agape, we gon' leave it open, son. All your demons folded up, shook to certain ashes with Apollo in your plight. Check the book of the master, death is swallowed up by light. Yo man, I'm sick and tired of these hypocrites demonizing shit they don't understand. Yo, why don't you go back to rapping about your girl's butt cheeks?
Lyrical swords that play sharp will cut out your heart. MCs want no part in any type of conflict. My swords, they can slice and dice precise ways. Lyrical swords that play sharp will cut out your heart. MCs want no part in any type of conflict. My swords, they can slice and dice precise ways.
Every age of enlightenment has been in the presence of the dark, pushing in opposition, trying to tear us apart. Our souls are out for truth, that's why we're sharing our heart. Through the rhymes on these beats, man, I cherish these bars. We illuminate, yeah, this is the Renaissance. Oh, the poverty opportunity never knocks, so I've worked hard. Took on a second job, kept away from the stress involved. On these nether blocks, the task force is tripping, put you in prison for selling pot. I'm a father, I'm a husband, it's my duty to provide. Out for the little extras, it's not amusing to just survive. Fresh kicks on my feet, tickets to the movie, surprise. Smile on my face, as long as you were on my side. King of the jungle, yeah, moving with my pride. Put your little losers to the side, we're about to take
a video game god.
I'm sorry? What was that again?
I'm a god.
You're God.
I'm a god. I'm not the god. I don't think.
Because you survived a car wreck?
You folks ready to order?
I didn't just survive a wreck. I wasn't just blown up yesterday. I have been stabbed, shot, poisoned, frozen, hung, electrocuted, and burned.
Oh, really?
And every morning I wake up without a scratch on me, not a dent in the fender, I am an immortal.
Special today is blueberry waffles.